Welcome to the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage, where rude mechanicals do magic. Hello, I'm Bronze Age, Director of the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage, and welcome to Cordless Woodworking Camp. Cordless Woodworking Camp is a series of classes for young woodworkers where they learn basic hand tool skills and they make a project that is something useful in their everyday life. In other words, we don't make birdhouses. Now, the first project is called the rabbit box, so called because the rabbit joints on the corners. The bottom is a piece of 5mm Luan. The top as well fits into these grooves. And the youngest woodworkers, around 5 or so, they start off with a kit. The grooves are already cut, the rabbit's already cut, and what they have to do is saw off this piece here, which will become the handle for the lid, and then plane it flat. After that, 4 nails on each side puts the rabbit box together. Now, sawing presents a particular problem for young woodworkers. Now, sawing requires a little more coordination and upper body strength than you find in your regular 5 to 7-year-old. So for that reason, I've got this Miller number 200 miter box, and they use that to trim the top off of the side piece there. This lets them concentrate just on pushing the saw and not having to worry about holding down the work or keeping it straight. All of this gets clamped in place while they're working. The next age group, usually about 11 or so, start off with a board that has the grooves cut in it. They have to mark out for the pieces they're going to cut, measure, and have to learn to choose the right part of the board because, as you can see, we've got a pretty bad knot right here. So they want to lay it out so that they avoid having that in their box. And again, because of the upper body strength problem, they use the miter box, but for the main cuts, a full panel saw. It's got a lot more teeth per inch than the back saw. And the reason for that is to reduce the frustration, because you don't want to make it so hard that they get tired before the whole thing is finished. Now, after the pieces are cut, then they have to cut out the rabbets. Now, this requires precise depth control, something the Miller number 200 miter box is not really that good at. The way depth was supposed to be controlled is you've got this screw right here which clamps it around the post, and you set it to your cutting depth. Not very good way to do it. What I have come up with is these little brass rings that I set to the thickness that I want of the board, slip it down over the post, and everything is ready to go. And for that they do use the back saw. Now, once the cuts are made, they scribe a line with this gauge, which eliminates the problem of having to measure, and then chop out the rabbit and smooth it down plane with this fairly large chisel. Older campers, ages 13 and up, start off with a board. They will use a Stanley 45 combination plane with a 1/4 inch cutter. And I have to say the 45 is one plane which certainly lives up to its reputation. It is actually easy to use, quite accurate, and even a 12-year-old can cut the grooves on both sides of the board probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. The more advanced projects start with this tool chest, because every woodworker needs a tool chest. And with this, they not only do the rabbets like with the small box, but they learn how to set hinges as well. The latch on this is actually just a sash lock for a window. But most of the woodworkers who want to make this kind of thing, they prefer a hasp so they can put a padlock on it. What can you say? The next project is this bookshelf, which has dado joints where they learn to use glue and nails as well to hold it together. And it can be hung on the wall with a French cleat or sit on a dresser. And the last, most complicated project is a 12-nail tote. And with that, we not only have rabbet joints, but at an angle. Angles being cut for the bottom, and mortise and tenons, which also have to be laid out at an angle. Kind of a complicated bit of layout work, but actually quite simple once you understand how it's done. Now, the lessons I've learned while conducting Cordless Woodworking Camp is, first of all, make the project something that the woodworker can actually use in their everyday life. Second, make sure that the procedures match the physical strength and the coordination of whatever age you're working with. Don't make it so frustrating that by the time they're finished with it, they don't really want any more to do with it. So, this is Bronze Age for the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery Salvage and Cordless Woodworking Camp, and I thank you for sitting through this video. We really appreciate a subscription if you haven't subscribed already. Click the like button, and any comments are welcome. I answer all questions, and I do again. Thank you for watching.